Hey, welcome in. We're changing things up. I have a video in mind that I'm going to do next time. It's not finished. It is a big project. However, we're going to go ahead and jump in and do the detective home, our detective career tiny home. So if you are new here, we have been doing a series of tiny homes for each career. Tiny homes are just so wonderful. You get so many perks depending on which tier you're in, and the smaller ones, tier 1 and tier 2, actually help with skill building. My idea was that we would build skill building houses for each career so that your sim could move along a little faster in their career. And that's pretty awesome in my opinion. Sometimes it's like those careers are just dragging and you want to get along a little faster, make more money, totally acceptable. So the idea is that these tiny homes will help you do just that. Now, what's a little weird is with the detective career, you don't actually need any skills to progress. For this one, I went ahead and did a tier 3 tiny home. It is 100 tiles exact, so it's gonna change around just a little bit, but it's 100 tiles when we're all said and done. And I kind of wanted to do this fun little bungalow style home. I always think they're so cute. I used to want to live in one when I was younger. I don't know what house style I'd want to live in now. However, this one's just really cute. I had like a little reference picture of kind of what I was going for style wise, and so I just replicated that and put my own spin on it. Now, my idea for this sim, this detective sim, is that they've kind of got their ducks in a row. You know what I mean? Like they've got this like starter home. It is a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, smaller home, but maybe it's a person who is in a serious relationship, wants to get married and have a family. And so my idea was kind of not a bachelor pad per se, but like, I don't know, a grown man's home. I don't know what to say. Like, obviously bachelor pads are grown man's homes too, but just a home for someone who's looking to settle down in the near future. I don't know what you would call that. A starter home, if you will. Now, I did keep this kind of neutral, so any sim could really live here. Because the detective career doesn't need any skills, this home honestly could suit any sim, which makes it kind of fun. So it really is just this nice starter home. I do gear it towards the detective in my head, what they would be looking for in a home. They don't really need anything. So it's just a fun little house. And I think it turns out really cute. I just get to have a little fun in here and do what I want to do and build this lore up in my head of who the sim is and what they want and what they're looking for in their life. The detective career is an active career. It comes with get to work. And so you get to go to work and be a detective. So that's going to look like having to interrogate people and investigate crimes, lay down the law. You work at the police station, so you're going to be back at the police station completing different objectives that they have you do there. You basically will get to gather clues and kind of come to your own idea of who this criminal is. You get to like question people and find your suspect. Then you get to interrogate them like a real detective. So it's like this like really nice little thought out career. I know that not a lot of people like it. You might not ever play this career, but it is something to consider, and it is a career in The Sims, and it's fun because it's active. I know it gets a lot like monotonous and you feel like you're doing the same thing or you have to like go on patrol all the time. So it's definitely kind of niche and depends on what you like to do and how you like to play the game. The very first level, because there aren't branches in the active careers, there are career levels though. And so the first career level, when you're just starting out, you get about 180 simoleons a day. When all is said and done, career level 10, you're making like 2,100 simoleons a day. So not bad, pretty cool. Inside the house now, I have kind of put my layout together where everything's gonna go. That staircase having to be in the middle kind of threw things off, but it ends up working out really well. I make this little office space and then the bathroom's on the opposite side. And then on the other side of the staircase, you have a nice living space and a kitchen. And I even have room for a little table, which was kind of nice. I don't always have room for tables. Usually you're like sitting at the counter or going and sitting on the couch and eating because these tiny homes be real tiny. I end up using so much Parenthood for this build, which I think is really awesome. I like Parenthood. It's a good game pack and it's got some great items in it. The kitchen is solely Parenthood except for the sink, which is the Home Chef Puzzle sink, because it's so wonderful. I love it. Now, it's worth noting that I play tested this. This was actually the lot that I created Kyle Kyleson's 10K house, which is one of my more popular videos. He still gets to live here. He's upgraded. It's not a 10K house anymore. It's now a little more expensive, but he gets to live here, which I think is kind of fun. He's like moving on up. And so he gets to get in here and play test and make sure that everything is working the way that it should be. And it is. I will have this up on the gallery, so it's play tested and perfectly ready for your Sims. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a detective house. It could be literally any house. It is a tiny home, but it's not really geared towards anyone in specific, which I think is really weird that you don't need skills for the detective career. I would think that you would want some skills. I know that it's like suggested that you have charisma, so that way it makes interrogating and talking to people a little easier. I would think that there would be some other skills that you'd want to have. Maybe a little bit of acting. I don't know, that way when you're interrogating, you can, I don't know. I'm not a cop. I don't know. I don't know how it would go, but maybe some acting skills could be good. Some charisma like it suggested. I think that it's a little bit of a missed opportunity, but that's okay. I mean, it just makes it a little easier on you, right? You don't have to worry about being active. Why wouldn't you not have the detective career active? Like, that makes sense to me, right? I mean, I'm not alone. Like, I think some skills would have been good, like to make your sim have some skills to be a detective, but maybe that's a dig at detectives, that they don't need any skills. Oh, no, don't come for me. I'm just throwing it out there. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. The house is gorgeous any way you look at it. It's a beautiful little house and perfect for any sim, since the detective doesn't need a skill. I do put some skill items in here though. Obviously you have a mirror, you have it in your bathroom, and I put one upstairs in the bedroom. And then of course you're gonna have, well, not of course, but I put a guitar upstairs in the bedroom when I start kind of cluttering. I put a telescope in the back for some logic. And of course you get like a computer. So there are some things that you can do. I made this little bar area. I think it's so pretty. So I used some columns and a little spandrel and used a half wall. And I just think it's really cute. And adds a little something extra, separate the two rooms without closing them off completely. It is still an open floor plan, but it has a little bit of separation. Now I had 2 tiles left over, so I went ahead and bumped out to make a back door. And we're going to make a little backyard area for your sim. Not a whole lot. Oh, there's also gardening pots back there in the inn. Obviously not right now, but there will be some gardening pots so that you can garden as well. I had read something that suggested gardening, like reading a gardening book for the career. But I have no idea. I didn't look into it too much, so we put some gardening. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing right there. I didn't have any windows on that side because I had that built-in bookshelf, and then I had the bathroom, and none of the windows, like, it just didn't feel right to put a window there. I didn't want to move the office around, so we just put like a wall of vines, and then when I landscape, I put some bushes down, and I think it looks good. And it honestly kind of blends into the color because I make the house green. At first it's blue, and I was like, I want it brighter, and I didn't want red, and so no, we go green. I love green so much, and that is a gorgeous shade of green. I would live in that house with that gorgeous shade of green. Maybe I still want a bungalow house. I'm like tearing up because I love that green so much. Oh my gosh, someone help me. I do try other colors just to see what I think about them, but my heart like lives with green. And I felt like the inside of the house was gearing towards like a blue-green. So we lean into it. And I do go around and kind of change swatches here and there, and we lean into the green, and I'm here for it. Why not, It's worth noting that that one little 3 tiny window right there is raised up higher than it necessarily needs to be. I do move it down, but it's still up higher because the roof is up higher in the back. And I think it looks fine. It like barely hits the top of the ceiling, which it shouldn't. Big pet peeve is that it looks like it shouldn't be at the top of the ceiling. And then when you go down into like first person mode and into the room, it's like red at the top. Same for the bookshelves. Like I built those bookshelves up to the very top of the ceiling and they look fine, but when you get into first person, the tops of them are cut off. So I end up like going back in and bringing them down a little bit, but just a little like bothersome thing. For landscaping, I started to replicate what was in the world, but I really just decided to do some bushes and kind of keep it simple. I also wanted some height to cover the foundation on the side of the house where you have the like wall of vines. So when I get over here is when I decide I need some bushes. Everything was just a little too short. So we end up going in with these Sulani bushes and kind of move them around and I'll place them, and I just think it looks so pretty. So I went ahead and placed the fence for the backyard, and it looked a little weird. So we grab those bushes and bring them all around as well to wrap around the back porch area, the back patio area, the backyard area. And it just feels a little more complete, and I was really happy with it. I used a little bit of a taller white fence just for like added privacy. The little like picket fence, so to speak, felt a little too short. I also wish that the matching gate for this fence didn't have a blue swatch. It was just white without being white and blue. Maybe if I had kept the house blue, it would have been fine. Now we are going to get in here and we are going to start cluttering. My favorite. Starting in the backyard, getting a grill, of course, and I do keep the grill red, which I feel like is very correct. I just feel like sometimes you just get a grill and it doesn't matter that it doesn't match your house. It's a grill. You're just gonna go back there and cook. I mean, you know, whatever. And then I put a little like table and chairs back here. Just kind of filled in the space a little bit, but not too much. There wasn't a whole lot that I wanted to do. The backyard is kind of small, and that's okay. Sometimes there's just too much space, and then filling it in is just too much. You know what I mean? Now we're getting in here and kind of changing swatches and changing everything up just a little bit, kind of lightening things up in here. Also, the swatches for the Parenthood fridge don't exactly match all the swatches for the Parenthood counters, and that's a little infuriating, slightly infuriating. I did choose that like cherry wood color because everything matched perfectly, and I wanted to really use Parenthood. Like I said, I use it a lot. I think Parenthood's a great pack. There's some really great items. Those curtains are literally one of my favorites. They are the Modern Luxe Kit curtains, and I love how you can kind of like separate them and make them as long as you want, as wide as you want. It's just really fun. Now, I didn't have to mess with the table and chairs, but I did, and it takes me a second, but I really like the end result. I think it's a fun little set that I use. Those chairs, I've never seen those swatches on that chair. So they disappeared for a second. I really like that swatch. I think it's so cute, and I just had to find something that matched its energy. And it may feel a little like it doesn't match the energy of the house, but I think it does. I do change that swatch, and I think it turns out really cute. It kind of brings in the colors that are in the house. And now back upstairs, I have not used a rug yet. So I ended up going with this like very cream and black theme with these bold patterns, and everything else stays very neutral. Now, I pictured a certain kind of sim living here. So the bedside table has like a book and some glasses, maybe some nighttime products or cologne, and just a couple of little odds and ends, phone keys. And then the other side, I want to say I put like a speaker. And then I put some really cool lamps, and I just think these lamps are so cool. They're little base game lamps. So it takes me a second to get them like configured so they're not clipping anywhere, but I think that they add a really fun touch to the room. And that's basically your master bedroom. There's nothing else happening in here. I kept it a plant, excuse me. I kept it real minimal up there. Going in and starting to just really add clutter everywhere as I found it, trying to make sure that I filled in these empty spaces. So as I found like the box of records, I thought that it'd be really cool to use the Party Essentials record player, and instead of the little table that's behind the couch, I end up using the record player, and I put the box of records on the floor right beside it. And so I'm a little ahead telling you about that, but I don't know how much of that is actually in the video. I did it real quick. Also, there's all that space underneath the staircase. So I put a little door and put some storage under there. So you have the little like holiday tub so you can decorate during the holidays. Just felt cool. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So here I am. Here I am adding in my record player and putting the records. And then I decide, you know what? I need a little something extra in this house. I wanted a little more clutter. I wanted this person to have like gaming systems and a little bit of that vibe going on in here. So I end up putting some white shelves and adding another column and creating almost like this built-in moment with just some little clutter. So we've got the gaming systems, a little controller, and I thought it was really cute. You'll see it in a minute. I've got it all decorated, but we are pretty much done with this build. I'm just building a little pathway, and now we're going to do real simple terrain paint, just layered up a little bit, but we're basically done with this house. So let's get in here and look at these screenshots. I hope you like this video, and if you do, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Keep coming back for more. We are moving right along in this little tiny home series. The next house we'll be doing is for the part-time job of diver. So definitely come back for that. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to do another potential beach build. You would think beach diver, you know. So we'll probably be back in Sulani next time, which will be really great. I love Sulani. I love the beach. I think we'll have a lot of fun. If you like this build, it is play tested. It is on the gallery. My EA ID is katxthrash, just like the name here on YouTube. I just want to say thanks for 200 subscribers. Y'all are super awesome. Even if you're not subscribed and you're just kind of lurking, like you, yes, y'all are all so cool. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you have a really great night. Bye, y'all.